everyone. Welcome back to PHG Time podcast with Edu. I'm your host for today's episode. I'm Ray. Today's episode is really special for me because this is my first time actually being a host for a podcast, and I'm here today with my guest, my best friend. There's actually a sense of danger in today's episode because I invited someone who has known me for almost 14 years. So this talk might feel a bit personal in some way, but we will keep it in no hard feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since we know too much about each other on embarrassing childhood moment level. So now you can please introduce yourself.
Hi again. Well, my name is Medina Aulia Taira. I know it's too long, so you can call me Medina for short, or Med or Medi, of course. And I'm currently studying in Mula Warman University, and I'm majoring international relation. And I'm currently in second semester. That's all.
Okay. This setting feels kind of awkward for us, right?
Yeah.
Because we would usually talk randomly like normal people, of course,
Mm-hmm.
as Boone and but it's mostly me yapping while her is listening. But we have to sound together and proper and mature this time. We literally grew up for like since elementary school to 19 years in college right now,
Yes.
still trying to figure out how life works.
Mm-hmm.
3 fights and we're still friends. Kind of impressive, not gonna lie. They say with great responsibility, that comes quite a lot to figure out. I guess that's where we are right now. So, first of all, once again, welcome, love. How does it feel to be here? This is your first time, isn't it?
Yes, I can say that this is my first time being guest in podcast content, so I'm kind of nervous. But I'm sorry for that.
It's okay. Nice start as usual, I see. Alright, so I'll begin with something simple and light, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've been friends for almost 14 years.
Yes.
Be honest with me. What has never changed about me?
Well, I think there's nothing changed in you since we first met. Like when we first met, it's like in first grade in elementary school. So I see there's a lot that changed in your personality or whatsoever. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, you choose wisely because this will decide our friendship after the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Alright, fair enough. Now, let me ask something with more depth, right? Something I've been dying to figure out, kinda. If we had only met this year when we were 19, do you think we would actually be friends? Like, purely just by the vibes?
I think no, because okay, I'm being honest. If I met you for the first time, like in this age, like we never met before, before we reach this age, I think I will like, oh my, look at this girl. That I mean, look at her eyes. Like, there's a judgment. I think I'm like scared to get close to her. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, actually, my judgmental behavior came because I was born as the last daughter of my family.
Mm-hmm.
She's born in June, I'm in November. So, like, I'm kind of a brat and she's a brat timer. Okay, fair. Let us settle something for once and for all, okay? Who was the most annoying when we were kids? Like, me or you? Do not lie, dear. The truth will come out in the end of the
Uh-huh.
day.
I think that's me. That's yeah, more annoying because yeah, since we're friends, like back then from now on, I think she been handled me a lot of times, and I've been sometimes not sometimes it's yeah every time I'm being stubborn sometimes. No, I mean yeah, and always not sometimes anymore because yeah, I just asked her out.
Yeah,
Well, that's the truth.
she's a firstborn daughter, so she's very stubborn. Do you remember when we were fighting like in middle school? It was like I thought it was the end of the day, but like then we kind of connected back, and it's embarrassing, I guess. Remember? No, she has a memory of a
Of a
goldfish.
goldfish. Yeah, not gonna lie, yeah.
That's really to check
Yeah,
for
that's
me.
true because I don't remember at all. Like when?
It's like the second class. The
What did I do?
I don't know. You somehow like silent treatment me.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'm not
let's
in the
forget
mood.
about that. Okay.
Okay.
Talk about reality check. I heard you just got back from a study tour, right?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Please do talk from the bottomest bottom part of your heart. The not I do not want the version where you lie about it that you would usually imagine, not just the photos, the places or the highlights.
Mhm.
I want you to talk about the reality of it.
Okay.
Are you
I'll try
ready?
my best.
Mm-hmm. This is not a sponsored, okay? This is not
Okay.
a sponsored program, so she cannot lie about it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. There's this saying actually that experience sounds good enough before, only in theory, before you try it. You actually go through it sometimes. Does it work the same way to you with study tour?
Well, I think it feel kind of same because yeah, I've been joined a study tour before when I was still in high school. I think it's when I was 11th grade. Yeah, I've been went into study tour and yeah, I felt it's felt the same. So I think study excursion and study tour is pretty same, but of course because I joined the study excursion when I'm already in college, of course there's a difference in it. Mhm.
Okay, so the name of the study tour is Study Excursion 2026. Okay, guys, you can check it out on Instagram.
Yes.
Yes. Would you mind explaining to about it to us just shortly? What
About the
statue
statue.
or
Oh,
study excursion is actually about?
yeah. And the fun fact is, okay, she already mentioned it, but I explained it a bit because, so, the study excursion that my what is it called? My major handled. It's called statue for shortening it. So study excursion, and we make it short, become statue. So basically, statue is like the program that my major make since. Okay, I don't remember the exact year, like, but of course it's been started since we're still not into this university. Of course, it's absolute. And I mean, like, they've been started it like a long time ago, and then okay. So about this statue, it's honestly it's for, of course, for the student in international relation. So the purpose is for, we can, from this program we can see the opportunities job that related with international relation, of course. So we can see the prospect job, like, in a large way, and we also can see the practice in, like, on the field, and we can see the, like, how people that have the same major as us, I mean international relation, that had their job until now. I think that's all, like, the explanation for statue.
Okay, so is it actually a program just for the student relation student or no, or for like the public student?
I will say statue is only for the student that major international relation.
Okay, so where did you go in the statue and for how long exactly?
Well, there's a lot. So we've been went in like about 10 days, and yeah. So in 10 days we went to, oh, there's a lot, but there's 3 cities that we've been come.
Visited?
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's Yogyakarta first. After that we went to Jakarta, of course, because that's the main destination, and oh, we also went to Bandung, but after that we go back to Jakarta. So I think there's 3 main city that we've been went in there.
Mhm. You mentioned Jogja, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like for each destination, how long was each trip?
Okay, I'm afraid that I will say the wrong the wrong days that we spent in there. So based on what I still remember, like, we've been in Yogyakarta city like about, wait a minute, oh, about 3 days
Mhm.
maybe, and Do you want to know like where's the destination or what's up?
Yeah.
Okay, so the destination is kind of interesting. So since we're up, so since we're hopping on the airport, the next session is we're going to the okay, I forgot what is it called in English. We're went into Gallery Katamsi is in University of ISE. It stands for Institut Seni Indonesia. So we went to their gallery. It's named Gallery Katamsi. So in there, I think there's so unique because there's a lot of gallery that displayed in there. Like there's some paintings, there's some mostly of them are the paintings that made by the students in that studied in that university in ISE. And then there's a person that dia jadi ada orang dia tuh kayak mandu kita kayak jadi tuh kita dikasih lihat-lihat gitu di isinya galeri Katamsi itu ada apa, dan di situ kita juga dikasih penjelasan juga kayak jadi isinya tuh apa sih, terus jadi di sana yang bisa kita ambil tuh banyak banget karena kita nggak cuma diajak keliling eksplor lihat-lihat, tapi kita juga dijelaskan tiap lukisan yang ditampilin itu tuh maknanya seperti apa, dan banyak lagi, intinya latar belakangnya juga maknanya apa, dan bahkan mungkin sebagian pembuat dari lukisan tersebut tuh juga dijelaskan. So I think the relation of that picture with international relation itu cukup sangat berkaitan ya, karena di situ yang saya ingat sekali itu orang tersebut jelasin kepada kita, jadi apa sih kaitannya, pajangan itu sama jurusan yang kita ambil itu tuh sangat berkaitan, karena kalau dalam HI itu kita tuh benar-benar ada yang namanya diplomasi budaya. Nah itu dia kaitannya, karena dengan melalui diplomasi budaya ini kita bisa kayak ternyata dari seni yang bisa kita sumbangkan untuk dipajang ke galeri itu sangat berpengaruh dalam diplomasi budaya. Kayak kita bisa memberitahu ke audiens luar maupun dalam itu tuh tentang apa sih yang menginspirasi kita, dan sumbernya itu dari dalam artian dari negara kita sendiri. That's all. And then after that I think it's for the first day, and the second day we went to the second day we went to this is more interesting. We went to Keraton Yogyakarta.
And such a historical place.
If you remember what I post on Instagram,
I did.
There's I made a content. No, it's not a content. I just make a basics Instagram story that. So I take a picture. So in Keraton Yogyakarta, there's a water castle. It's a water castle. That's what I mean. It's so gorgeous. Like,
I know.
If I can went in there once again, I would definitely go in there. Like, because there's the feel, like the vibes they give. It's so memorable. And talking about kesan aku pas masuk ke sana, itu benar-benar sangat kayak ini Yogyakartanya tuh benar-benar kerasa banget. Like the vibes, it's strong.
The vibe was so much historical and dynasty.
Yes, plus there's a foreigner in it. If I can share you a bit of my experience in there. Okay, I experienced a kind of culture shock because I feel like ini bukan pertama kalinya aku melihat sesuatu yang sedikit menyimpang dari para foreigner ini ya, yang biasanya kalau kalian lihat ada foreigner yang berkunjung ke Indonesia, kayak misalnya paling banyak tuh kayak Bali atau dimanapun gitu. Talking about the location, it's on Keraton Yogyakarta. Perlu aku highlight, ini tempatnya agak sakral, okay? And when I come in there, I saw a couple, and yeah, like what basically foreigners do, they when taking a pictures or something, doing something like, I don't know if I can say it in front of the camera, but they do something for the pose.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the pose is not. It's like inappropriate
Too
for
much.
the place. Yeah.
Mm.
So what I got from what I saw is, kalau misal kita berkunjung ke suatu tempat, guys, minimal ya
Etiquette.
search just a little about the place that you want to
Visit.
that you want to visit, ya, because ya di mana langit
Dipijak.
pijak di situ
Apa?
pinter. Ya di situ intinya dimanapun kita berkunjung itu peraturan yang ada tempat itu harus kita taati, oke? Jadi jangan sembarangan, please.
Okay, you
That's
have to
all.
remember that, guys. This is
Mhm.
a message from Medi.
And then after that, there's the interesting thing that I got when I visited what is it called, Keraton Yogyakarta. Okay, so first of all, I forgot to mention it. Talking about peoples in Yogyakarta, guys, if I compare to, I'm being honest, if I compare to the people that in Samarinda, between
East Kalimantan.
yeah, if I compare the people in Kalimantan Timur with the people in Yogyakarta, like this is people in Yogyakarta and this people in Kalimantan Timur, because looking like the way they act. So there's a time that when we taking a group picture in Katamsi, Galeri Katamsi. Oke, ini agak sepele tapi itu sangat sangat kena banget. Jadi when we take a picture, we ask for help to some people in there to taking our picture, right? And what I saw, like dari cara orang-orang Yogyakarta ini bertingkah laku sehari-hari itu sepele, tapi saya rasa tuh sangat sangat kena. Aku mau nanya dikit, menurut kamu, if when you want to take a picture and the space between the photographer and you is blocking a stranger's way, what do you think the strangers will write or do?
Stop.
In Kalimantan Timur, okay?
Okay, so actually I have some experience about that. Some people kind of just go past behind the photographer or they stop on their way.
I want to know what's the worst thing. Well, no, I mean what's the worst cases the strangers do?
The worst is that when the photographer already said like 1, 2, 3, and it's on the third one, the third count, and the person just rush into the photo.
They didn't care about you all, right? So I compared it because I had experience that when I take a picture and there's a stranger that they went to Awas like that, and and it's happened in Kaltim. I think that's kind of worst experience. But when we taking a picture in Katamsi, there's a lot of strangers or passengers that riding a motorcycle or a car. They did some action that I think itu sepele tapi sangat ngena.
Big impact.
Iya, sangat impact sekali karena rata-rata orang di Kaltim yang aku tahu mereka tuh antara nonchalant, like ya udah lewat aja atau enggak ya yang the worst cases.
It's a public space.
Karena sangat minimal sangat sangat sedikit banget aku nemu yang kayak silakan. Jujur sedikit. Dibanding orang yang stranger yang aku temui di saat kita sesi foto di Galeri Katamsi, sepele sekali. Mereka bahkan stop padahal kita tuh posisinya lagi break dulu, belum dengan kata persilahkan dulu yang jalan lewat, of course, baru kita foto. Mereka did something like there's some of the like where they're riding their motorcycle and like to us, and I think it's kind of I feel like kind of touchy. And also the car driver, they turn on the window and say
okay,
and they greet us. That's what I got. Like I think the people in Yogyakarta are nicer,
Another level.
another level than people in here.
But I think, guys, that's actually the hospitality. Why? Do you want to know? Because Kalimantan is not a tourist place. So, like, how do people act towards people who want to take pictures or have fun is actually different from the places where it's actually for tourists in Indonesia, such as Bali or Jogja or Malang. It's actually different how they act towards the touristic thing. So I think it kind of makes sense that people in East Kalimantan are somehow seen as rude because this is actually not a tourist place. But I do know what you mean. I just know why some people or most people are more nonchalant about people wanting to take pictures because why? I think they would think like, why would you even want to take pictures here in Kalimantan? There's nothing but buildings or pollution.
Well, at least being nice.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The hospitality, is it?
Yes, pretty makes sense.
That's actually such a detailed experience that she was telling us about. Okay, so
Shall we move to day 3?
day 3.
Yeah, the day 3 is still in
Oh.
Yogyakarta, by the
So
way.
that was the second day.
Yeah, that was the second day, and now do you want to move to the third day?
We can.
Okay, so on the third day we're still on Yogyakarta, but the tomorrow we'll move to Jakarta. So the last destination in Yogyakarta, we went to Gajah Mada University. So what we doing there, we're doing the seminar. Jadi orang-orang di UGM ini mengadakan seminar sejak ya mungkin pihak dari kami dulu yang mengajukan untuk mengadakan kunjungan ke UGM.
Yes.
Jadi apa yang kita lakukan di sana itu kita melakukan seminar dan jujur itu sangat-sangat wow. Okay, talking about if I compare between Unmul and UGM, okay, talking about their facility, wow, I'm jealous.
Definitely
Honestly.
different, huh?
And okay, talking about kesan aku selama seminar, jadi itu benar-benar aku cukup takjub dengan cara orang-orang di sana menyampaikan materi, like in another level. Like I was impressed.
Professor type.
Ya, jadi orang-orang seperti itu yang memberikan materi, and materi yang kita ambil itu sangat-sangat of course relate dengan HI.
Ya daging.
Selain pembicaraan materi, jadi di HI Unmul kita tuh ada namanya Himahi, and when we visited UGM, jadi Himahi ini kita juga it's not collab, kita seperti apa ya, ya berkenalan, berelasi dengan organisasi HI yang ada di UGM. It's named Komahi. Yeah, it's so good because like mereka sangat-sangat mau diajak collab seperti itu. Mereka bahkan nunjukin mereka di SG-nya mereka, di akun IG-nya mereka seperti itu. Jadi ya mereka bahkan foto jadi anggota Himahi ini juga sempat foto bareng sama anggota di Komahi. Jadi aku rasa sangat-sangat berimpact sekali buat Himahi ke depannya. Relasi mereka juga jadi bagus juga kan. Dapat UGM loh, bayangin. Nah, seperti itu. I think that's all the destination from Yogyakarta. Should I make it short when we went to Jakarta or and Bandung?
You can do as you want.
Well,
definitely.
Okay. So in the fourth day, so in Yogyakarta, we slept in the hotel, but when we visited Jakarta, kita pindah dari hotel ke mes. Mesnya itu di mes Banhub Kaltim. Jadi YKKA yang Kaltim aja. Beneran, karena Kaltimnya khusus karena hotel mesnya itu khusus orang Kaltim aja. Jadi karena yang aku ingat banget di depan mesnya itu ada banner, aduh boleh nggak ya sebut?
It's okay.
Anu
I think I know what you're gonna say.
itu yang intinya mungkin disponsori atau di
Is it Marwah?
ya jadi bannernya ada Rudy Masud.
Okay.
Wow.
You know.
Ya, even
When
I
you
know.
know.
Jadi disitulah tempat kita tidur. So in Jakarta, the first destination we went is it's on the 4th day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went to FPCI.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. So before we went to FPCI, we went to Embassy of Japan. So in Jakarta, di Jakarta pusatnya itu tuh ada ya gedung Embassy of Japan, right?
Yes.
So what we doing there? Jadi di dubes Jepang itu kita diberi semacam materi, and of course jadi ada orang yang mereka tuh jelasin ke kita kayak banyak sekali opportunity yang kita bisa ambil, apalagi terkhusus bagi mereka yang memiliki ketertarikan minat untuk mungkin mencari kerja atau bahkan melanjutkan studinya ke Jepang.
Yes.
And there's a lot of access, guys,
because Indonesia has such a good relation with Japan, guys.
Yeah, like jadi selama jadi menariknya itu berbicara tentang Jepang. Maybe you guys kinda related that Japan is kinda strange sometimes, and it's So when we went to the buildings, the Embassy of Japan, itu kita benar-benar nggak boleh kita dilarang buat foto tempat itu, bahkan mungkin dari luarnya juga, karena kita benar-benar dilarang untuk menggunakan kamera. Tidak boleh mendokumentasi sebelum masuk ke ruangan di mana seminarnya diberlakukan. Jadi seperti itu. Jadi selama seminar itu berlangsung, kita nggak cuma diberikan kayak opportunity apa yang mereka tawarkan, kita juga diberitahu banyak. Kita juga tentu of course diberi sesi tanya jawab. Jadi sangat bermanfaat banget bagi teman-teman aku yang mereka seperti yang aku bilang tadi, yang mereka berminat ke Jepang gitu untuk melanjutkan studinya atau mencari kerja. Itu sangat-sangat terbantu ketika kita mengunjungi instansi ini.
Was it a shame that you don't learn Japanese before you went there?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know you don't want to learn Japanese. Hello, she definitely doesn't want to learn Japanese because she doesn't want to. People think that she's a weeaboo.
Well, I'm not a weeb.
You are.
I'm not.
Hello. Do you know who's your favorite character is?
Not gonna lie. I feel kinda harus aku belajar bahasa Jepang minimal dikit.
I know it. She likes Toji, by the way. Okay, so moving on.
Okay, so after we went to Embassy of Japan, next is we went to FPCI. Do you know what is FPCI is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so FPCI is like FPCI Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia. So what we doing here in there, it's same seminar, but what make it different is, not gonna lie, the atmosphere when we went in there, I think we're not in Indonesia, we're in the board. There's a lot of foreigner in there, like they're talking as if, no, it's not Indonesian anymore. It feels like we're in the board.
Okay, you feel like you're the tourist there.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I feel like I'm kind of down.
You're
there.
The bule there.
I'm not the bule. I'm still a pribumi.
Okay.
Yeah. And jadi mereka mengadakan seminar juga, and itu bersifatnya umum, jadi banyak banget tamu. Not gonna lie, that's why banyak tamu dari seminar itu yang merupakan foreigner. Like there's a lot of foreigner. Like I said, ada bule di sana banyak banget. That's why I said like the vibes is giving we're in a board, not in Indonesia anymore. And the impressive thing is the issue that we're talking about in there, it's seputar isu HI yang sangat relevan sekarang tentunya, benar-benar isu-isu sekarang yang lagi booming, like Yeah,
Mhm.
like what I remember is about the hubungan like ASEAN sekarang, and talking about the issue that happened in Gaza
What about
and
the
much more.
we want Venezuela? Do you know the meme like
Uh-huh.
that orange hat?
What is it?
We want Venezuela. We want to bomb Venezuela.
Yeah, I don't know that.
We can censor that, I think.
So
moving on.
moving on. After we went to FBCI, I think that's all for the day 4. And then after that, okay, I think we move into the day 5.
Okay.
The day 5 we went to. This is also interesting. We went to Embassy of Palestine.
Okay, Palestine people.
Yes, for Palestine, guys.
My friends.
And okay, so my impression when I went to the Embassy of Palestine, I almost think that kita ini mengunjungi rumahnya orang, because before I went to Embassy of Japan, right, and it feels like ya bangunannya tuh buat orang-orang yang
or
kalau misalnya
work.
For work. Yeah, something like that. But when we went to Embassy of Palestine, it feels like kita bertamu di rumah orang. Aku
Feels
kira
warm.
Yes. And it turns out jadi dubes Palestinanya itu it's giving the same vibe as the place that giving us like the warm. Not gonna lie, by the way, the dubes Palestinanya ini beneran dari Gaza. And jadi kesan aku. Jadi apa yang kita lakukan di sana? Of course kita berkenalan. Of course berkenalan. Kita kayak ngomong-ngomong, bincang-bincang hangat dengan dubes Palestinanya. By the way, dubes Palestinanya ini pada saat itu he can't talk in Indonesian at all.
Okay.
I think he can talk in English. Well, I mean, he can understand in English, but can talk like fluently. That's why when we interact with him, I mean dubes Palestinanya, there's a translator beside him. Jadi cara kita interaksi itu, jadi dubes Palestinanya ngomong, kemudian nanti translatornya menerjemahkan dalam bahasa Indonesia, seperti itu. And what we're talking about is of course is about sama seperti sebelumnya, of course isu tentang HI. Jadi karena tujuan kita ke dubes Palestina ini, kita juga mau tahu of course kondisi daerah tersebut sekarang, ke orang yang langsung emang dari sananya, beliau dari Gaza beneran. Jadi I think it's kind of emotional because there's one of my friends that confessed to me that she said like she almost cried when he tells a story. Ini cerita beneran, like kondisi. Jadi tapi ini beneran, jadi yang apa yang kita dengar dan lihat di media sosial tuh beneran terjadi, bukan gimmick, bukan gimana. And it's real life, it's happened in real life, and
it's been for so long.
Yes, and korbannya juga kerabat dari dubes Palestina itu sendiri. Dubes Palestinanya jadi beberapa korban itu of course dari bapaknya sendiri, I mean dubes Palestinanya. Jadi it's kinda emotional that day. Gladly no one from us that crying. Okay, we held ourselves back. And after that, the dubes Palestinanya nih, he was so kind, super kind, like even after kita bincang-bincang hangat, dia bahkan itu beneran, jadi semua peserta statue kita dapat hadiah like reward. Beliau ngasih itu semacam I hope I can show you guys the oleh-olehnya, oleh-oleh. Jadi tuh kita dikasih semacam reward gitu kan, itu berupa shawl, itu tuh benar-benar produk asli dari Palestina kata beliau. Jadi tuh kita semuanya tuh dapat, even dosen kita pun dapat. Did I mention this ya intinya selama stage itu kita juga ada dosen yang bimbing juga kan, yang ikut serta juga, cukup satu aja. Intinya semua itu kita dikasih souvenir like ya from
Cindera mata.
Palestine. Cindera mata gitu. Yeah, I'll treasure it, of course. I still save it in my
In your collection.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you cry though?
Did
you cry?
I told you no one from us that crying that day.
Okay.
We hold ourselves back. We're being professional.
Mm-hmm.
We're crying in our heart, just in our heart. That's all.
Because she's a person that's hard to contain her own emotion, guys. So when she
Yeah.
wants to cry, she will cry.
No,
Okay.
not.
Yes,
Okay,
you do.
wanna move? Okay, so
Moving
I'll
on day 6.
Huh?
Wait, this is day 5, right?
Yeah, still day 5.
So, do you want to tell about the day 6, or do you want to sum it up?
I think it's also long. Like I've been in there like 5
5 days in?
10 days. I mean, I say 10, but we're still in day 5.
Day 5.
So after we went to Embassy of Palestine, we went to CSIS. CSIS stands for Center for Strategic and International Studies. Jadi yang kita lakukan di sana tuh bener-bener kayak kita kayak di kelas diajar sama dosen gitu. Jadi ada 2 pemateri. Aku melihat dari cara mereka menyampaikan bukan materi, mereka seperti mengajarkan gitu, dan isu yang mereka bawa pun ya sekali lagi international relation related. Sangat ya related of HI. Ya, jadi seperti itu. Ada kita buka sesi tanya jawab. Jadi kita benar-benar rasanya kayak kita ada kelas bareng gitu. Jadi kita kayak kuliah.
It's an open class.
Dari Jakarta. Yeah. Okay, I think that's enough for day 5.
Moving on to day 6.
Okay, let's move to day 6. So our destination is to we went to CNN.
Oh,
Okay,
CNN.
I forgot what CNN stands for, but if you is it?
I think it's national blah 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 national network, is it? CNN.
Takut salah ah.
Yeah.
Intinya something in red
wanna
and
guess?
it's on television. That's CNN. Dah gitu. And so CNN it's located in, jadi tempatnya itu di Transmedia. Ya, kalau kalian sering nonton channel TV yang biru gitu, kita datang ke studio utamanya di Jakarta. And okay, so jadi apa kesan aku selama di sana, kayak itu tempatnya tuh nge-Jakarta banget. Alasannya adalah karena basically itu tempatnya orang-orang kerja, guys. Jadi I feel the vibe, like semua orang tuh I think workaholic semua di sana kayak.
Okay. Everyone works fast, walk fast.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen a lot in there, like I even seen like aku baru tahu jujur sebagai orang yang personally jarang nonton TV, kalau up berita itu lebih sering dijudge like in Twitter or in any platform, ya bisa television lah intinya. Itu aku ada satu channel itu namanya Lacak Kriminal, it's on CNN. Jadi kita nonton itu what is it called, presenter? I mean like
presenter, I guess.
yang orang yang bawa berita itu tuh mereka on live secara langsung. Jadi tuh kita di belakangnya, belakang kamera of course.
Yes.
Jadi sudah perform itu, jadi kita melihat secara langsung. Itu kalau kita misal lari ke kameranya masuk TV kita run. Tapi we hold our intrusive thought lah, of course.
Okay.
Karena kita nggak mau di apa-apain. I think that's all. Jadi selama di CNN ini, jadi sebenarnya sebelum kita nge-explore sampai ke lihat presenternya itu live, itu kita juga dikasih semacam apa ya, I will not saying it's seminar. Jadi orang-orang dari CNN itu kayak ngasih apa namanya,
orientation.
Something like that. Like kita kearahkan ke suatu ruangan gitu, kita kasih tahu bener-bener banyak banget about CNN, like how they manage some news and bagaimana mereka cara publikasinya, bagaimana cara mereka memilah berita mana yang mau ditampilkan. And I think dari kunjungan ini sangat-sangat useful bagi teman-teman aku, yang jadi aku punya banyak teman yang sangat berkaitan tentang interest mereka tuh kayak jadi presentator. Kayak ada teman aku yang dia itu sangat-sangat pandai banget kalau masalah voice over. Ya kan, voice over FO.
Yeah.
Ya,
VO.
jadi tuh aku flexing teman aku sedikit. Dia tuh jadi teman aku nih bahkan sering banget tampil di TVRI. Ya. Karena dia juga kan minat jadi presenter. Ya, something like that. And itu benar-benar sangat useful sekali. Jadi overall sangat-sangat enjoyable lah selama kunjungan di CNN ini.
The television or radio?
The television.
Impressive.
Ya, kita bahkan juga foto bareng di studio tempat biasa presentatornya itu live. Like wow, kapan lagi? Ya.
When ya?
Aku sih sudah, kamu kapan? Asik.
When?
Okay, I think let's move to day 7. Because the CNN itu destinasi terakhir di day 6. So in the day 7 kita di hari ke-7 itu destinasinya agak informal karena sebelumnya kan ke instansi-instansi gitu. Sekarang kita tuh bisa dibilang kayak like break, like free, it's not free time, kayak destinasinya tuh agak santai.
Recreation.
Karena kita karena kita ke ada I think 2. Kita ke Monas sama ke Taman Anggrek. Taman Anggrek itu kayak mall, emang mall. Jadi perjalanan ke Monas so what I think when we visited Monas, sebagai orang yang personally it's first time for me to go to WIB. Itu aku kira I thought Monas itu sudah building, it's like a huge building and there's nothing in there. So when I visited in there, turns out ada museumnya ternyata.
Yes.
Oh, kamu tahu?
How can you not know? I've watched a lot of people on YouTube.
Ya maaf. Tapi aku baru tahu.
You can go to the gold place.
Di
but
ke
I
puncaknya.
think it was shut like years ago. Is it not the top place?
Masih kok.
Oh, it's all open.
It's still open. Jadi offeringnya itu kita bayar di loket ke dalam Monasnya. Jadi tuh ditawari antara mau ke lihat museum dalamnya aja atau ke puncaknya. Aku pas itu kan kayak barengan tuh. Jadi kayaknya none of us that minat ke atas, kayak apa sih atas dong. Jadi kita lebih tertarik ke museumnya. And have you seen the museum in Monas before?
No.
Okay, so what's in there is it's a museum, right? Because inside itu tuh banyak banget display pajangan kayak itu di dinding. Of course through the glass. Itu tuh banyak semacam, I would say itu seperti kayak miniatur. Jadi tuh mostly itu ceritaan kayak pas zaman penjajahan. Jadi banyak banget miniatur yang kayak ngeliatin gitu di display, dipajang di dinding gitu tuh, kayak ada itu jelasin kan kayak jadi tuh di bawahnya tuh juga ada penjelasannya juga in two language, Indonesia and English of course. Karena aku lihat juga di sana ada foreigner juga.
Of course.
It's
Jakarta.
Monas nasional. It's Jakarta without foreigners, no way. I think that's all from Monas because it's interesting, but there's a lot of interesting menarik, cuma
that's all.
That's all. And then after that we went to Taman Anggrek. What we doing there? Bener-bener kan informal ya, jadi jadi kita have fun aja di sana. Kapan lagi?
Did your professor go with you or not? Because it's informal.
I think I don't see him when we go in there. Harusnya ikut. Berhubung beliau pendamping kita.
To keep the students safe.
Uh-huh.
From what?
From from apa ya berbahaya yang possible terjadi, intinya seperti itu. Asik. Kemudian yang ke-8, day 8 I mean. Oke, jadi kita mungkin ini semi formal.
Okay.
Because we went to Bandung, akhirnya pindah kota guys. Kita itu PP. Iya, pulang pergi dari Jakarta ke Bandung. Itu makan sama 2-3 jam, kita naik bus. Jadi di Bandung itu kita destinasinya ke Museum KAA, Konferensi Asia Afrika, semoga nggak salah ya. Yes. Jadi what we doing here, of course we're visiting the museum. Kita lihat-lihat karena isi museum itu sangat-sangat HI banget. Do you want to see the dog sled, the kontak si aslinya? Sure. Karena I was like, jadi awalnya begitu masuk itu kan yang di display kan kayak barang-barang ya sejarah, kayak there's a lot kayak picture and the paintings kayaknya nggak ada, kayak intinya barang yang sangat-sangat sejarahan, yang berbau sejarah gitu lah.
I think it's more a perseverance place, you know, to perseverance, to mengenang barang-barang yang sudah dari ada lama.
Yes. Karena yang aku ingat barang-barang itu kayak sangat-sangat random. Ada telepon, ada kursi, I don't know itu punya siapa, tapi kursinya dipajang ya, bukan kursi buat diduduki sama guestnya. No, itu dipajang. Yeah.
You can call it artifact.
Oh yeah, there's ada artifact juga. Oh my god, I forgot, I'm sorry. This is like, I think this is the most bener-bener kayak tempat yang sangat-sangat HI banget. If you can see, you supposed you can see ya. Jadi tuh banyak banget kan kayak benderanya gitu. Jadi tuh ya ini kita foto bareng, inilah dosen kita. Jadi kita di situ foto bareng di ada tempat gitu. There's a lot of like kayaknya semua negara tuh bendera itu ada di sana. Saking banyaknya, like there's a lot of it. Like really. Terus ya itu tempatnya tuh bener-bener apa ya? Tempat yang dipakai buat orang diplomasi tuh ya kira-kira penampilannya kayak gitulah. Yeah, that's all. So after we went to KAA, apa ya nama museumnya ya tadi. Jadi selama di Bandung kita tuh ya cuma ke sekitaran Braga aja, tapi Braga tuh luas banget guys. Jadi kita tuh bener-bener mencar habis, karena tujuan utamanya kan di Museum KAA. Setelah itu sampai sore, karena kita pulangnya pas itu seingatku jam 4. Intinya kayak di Soro sudah tikumnya sudah di bus semua ya. Jadi tuh kita tuh benar-benar mencar di Braga. Ya, aku sama temen aku ya we're doing a lot of things, beli oleh-oleh, liatin tempat yang ada di Braga sana. And the vibes it's totally different compared in here. Sangat-sangat. I was like, oh ini tuh Bandung kayak gitu. Yeah, I think that's all. And then we next to day 9. Okay, it's 2 terakhir.
Yes.
So in day 9 we visiting. Ini kita sudah destinasi informal terakhir. We went to Dufan.
Dufan. They
fun.
have
Because it's Sunday when it hits on day 9.
Traffic must be crazy.
Oh yeah, since it's Jakarta. I expected like the Jakarta pasti macet banget, and yes, totally like even you know when the traffic like it's bahkan belum hit the yellow
light.
before green. The yellow light, they went like beep like can you shut up? Okay, so we went to Dufan as our rekreasi time. Dan uniknya di situ yang aku bikin makin enjoy sama statue ini, jadi kita kan juga ada panitianya ya buat ngurus statue ini. Jadi pas sebelum kita have fun di Dufan jadi kita tuh awalnya kayak, jadi panitianya tuh kayak ngasih apresiasi dulu. Ini bener-bener kayak impromptu gitu, karena panitianya nih nyiapinnya tuh kayak diam-diam, like mereka it turns out that they've been watching us like mana peserta yang paling heboh, yang paling aktif, yang paling apa segala macam, yang paling kreatif, dan mana lagi, dan kita dikasih reward semacam itu. And honestly, as the person that didn't didn't got any reward,
No.
I was feel like, yeah, I feel like I kind of deserve it, since yeah, that's what I got for being NPC for 10 days.
No, because
Jadi jangan jadi NPC.
it's because you're an introvert, and I know you must have really shut yourself down.
Yeah, and for that, don't blame me, okay? I think we move to the last day.
Last
Okay,
day.
I'm sorry if it's take too long to explain, because itu memang lama, 10 harian. Okay, and the last day we went to, okay, so the last day we went to Kemenlu, Kementerian Luar Negeri. Itu benar-benar katanya itu tuh destinasi utamanya sebagai anak HI. Of course di Kemenlu. Karena mostly anak-anak HI itu kalau misalnya ditanya, kamu mau kerja apa habis lulus? Ya, jadi diplomat, kerja di Kemenlu. Nah, jadi inilah destinasi utama kita. So, what we doing there itu semacam seminar juga. Itu benar-benar posisinya tuh, I mean the vibes like it's giving IR like. So this is when we visiting in Kemenlu, like kayak seperti orang berdiplomasi, bukan?
Yes.
Like wow, I feel like jadi when we give any question, we use the mic, like people usually use it when in diplomacy thingy.
Did
like
no
that.
one mute you? Did you get muted?
No, because there's no who's that?
Okay.
Yeah, there's no, if
Red
you
Bull.
know, yeah,
There's no Red Bull, guys.
yes, then
Okay.
aman. Di sana kita bebas berekspresi dan bebas mengutarakan pendapat, bukan seperti yang kamu maksud. Jadi aman, totally aman. Oke, jadi kita benar-benar jadi apa yang kita lakuin di sana sama seperti sebelumnya. Kita ya diberi semacam orientasi. Jadi di Kemenlu tuh ya gimana dan diberi materi juga yang berkaitan dengan isu-isu terkini, dan diberikan apa sih kayak pengalaman masing-masing pemateri maupun orang-orang yang bekerja di Kemenlu ini kayak seperti apa, dan bagaimana mereka, ini yang berdasarkan yang aku ingat sedikit, kayak apa sih yang mereka lalui dulu agar dapat posisi yang mereka dapatkan sekarang, seperti itu. And so far so good, so fun, that's all. And then after that we go home. Yay,
They finally took a rest after 10 days. Okay. So is that it for the experience of 10 days you having a study tour? Study tour. That's quite long, isn't it? It's okay. Just telling a story. But you forgot to mention something.
What?
How was the food?
The food.
Mhm.
Yeah, glad that you asked me that. Jadi talking about the food that we're consuming selama stay Ju, I feel like ini tuh makanan WIB sangat-sangat worth it. Dari kita dari kita masih di Yogyakarta sampai ke Jakarta, itu kita gini sistem makanannya, kita tuh dikasih makan kalau misal kita ada kunjungan ke instansi. Selebihnya kayak di luar itu kita inisiatif cari sendiri. Ya jadi kita tetap prepare lah nyari makan sendiri gitu. Okay, talking about the food they give to us, of course, it's absolute worth it. Enak banget.
Any bad ones?
It's no.
Really?
Yes, it's totally better than MBG.
Have you tasted MBG though?
No, but aku benar-benar yakin bahwa itu benar-benar taste-nya 100 kali lipat 100 kali lipat itu tuh lebih enak daripada MBG, karena benar-benar terlalu fancy buat dikata nasi kotak. Itu tuh emang nasi kotak tapi isinya tuh sangat wow, like aduh aku mau ikut lagi cuma buat makan makanannya. Yes.
She loves food, guys. Okay. Did you make new friends though? Knowing you, I think you would make new friends, but you wouldn't really keep them close. Do you make new friends
When
in the trip? Like, not between the faculty students, but like outside.
oh ya ada, especially when I remembered one of the moment when I was in Dofan. Jadi when I with my friends kita riding one of the wahananya, I accidentally meet someone from Kalimantan as well, and it turns out mereka dari Palaran.
No.
udah kita jauh jadi jatuhnya udah kita jauh-jauh datang ke Jakarta tetap ketemu sama orang Kalimantan, and I was like, sempit dunia.
The world is so small.
Yes. Okay, talking about making new friends. Okay, it's not just me, but of course my friends have, because like I said, when we visiting in UGM, itu organisasi kita yang dari Unmul itu mereka berrelasi dengan organisasi yang ada di UGM. I think that's enough to answer that did we make any friends while we in this trip. So yeah,
the answer is yes. They made new friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so was there anything that didn't go as planned?
Didn't go as planned. Yeah, of course.
Can you tell us a story?
Lah,
a short one.
Ya, basically nggak ada semuanya yang benar-benar berjalan sesuai rencana. So there's a lot. No, there's not so a lot. nggak sebanyak itu yang tidak berjalan sesuai rencana. Okay, fun fact. Sebenarnya di hari terakhir in day 10, we're not supposed to go to Kemenlu. We're supposed to go to destinasinya harusnya informal, karena tujuan awal kita planning itu mau ke Peak. Tapi ternyata diinfokan ke panitia, Kemenlu ini ngasih info kalau kayak diperbolehkan ada kunjungan, tapi mungkin timingnya itu kurang pas karena sudah planning harusnya kita ke Pikan. Jadi ya mungkin contohnya itu yang planningnya di luar rencana. Jadi yang awalnya tujuan kita ke Pik itu kita jadi ke Kemenlu, tapi ya nggak merugikan amat ya, mungkin di bagian jadi kan selama kita ke tiap destinasi itu kan kita pakai dress code ya, dress code-nya menentukan sekali, jadi mungkin agak harusnya kita di hari terakhir tuh kita pakainya yang santai aja kan karena mau ke Pik kan. Jadi tiba-tiba ke instansi lagi, jadi kita harus pintar-pintar ya pakai baju yang formal, of course. Itu aja sih.
You have to keep it professional.
Yes.
For the last one,
okay,
this is really the final one. Would you recommend it to other people? Why or why not?
Absolutely yes. So menurut aku bagi mahasiswa HI yang sekarang maupun yang mendatang ya, buat maba yang ngambil prodi yang sama kayak aku juga, aku benar-benar totally recommended it. Kalian harus join Statue. Kenapa? Karena itu nggak cuma worth it, karena dari kalian mengikuti studi ekskursi ini, kalian juga bisa ngedapatin of course opportunity job yang sangat related with IR, international relation. Jadi so in the future when someone asks you like what do you want to do after you graduate, kalian nggak cuma jawab aku mau jadi diplomat, is basic, pasaran. Jadi kalian ya punya jawaban yang bervariatif lainnya lah. Jadi intinya dengan kita mengikuti kegiatan ini, of course kita jadi bisa dilihatin gimana sih praktik pekerjaan yang sangat relate ini di lapangannya secara nyata dan secara langsung juga, of course. Jadi itu menurut aku salah satu manfaat utamanya kalau kita ngikuti kegiatan ini. Kemudian talking about the impact that ngarahnya ke aku, Oh, of course, sangat luas juga. Jadi, pandangan aku tentang pekerjaan yang relate dengan HI ini juga jadi yang awalnya aku cuma tahu sebatas di Kemenlu doang, kerjanya di ya kalau diplomasi tuh harus lewat dari Kemenlu, harus dari gini-gini aja. Itu tuh meluas, guys. Karena dia dari destinasinya itu sangat meluas, nggak cuma yang berbau ya nggak cuma ke yang ya ASEAN kemana-mana gitu aja. Jadi itu tuh banyak, apalagi yang pas kita ke apa I'm afraid that I forgot to mention it, kita juga sempat ke sekretariat ASEAN juga kan. Itu tuh sangat-sangat, karena menurut aku itu adalah tujuan utama kenapa aku milih prodi, ya milih jurusan ini sebagai ya major.
Okay, I like that. That actually sums it up pretty well. And there's a mix of everything in it, right? And I guess that also brings us to the beginning. Some experience does sounds good in theory, but the reality, the pressure and the difference, or the things that you didn't expect to happen, you notice it, and that's what actually makes it meaningful. And I guess that would also brings us to the end of it. So there's actually this slogan that we have. Okay, we can point out to the camera when we say it. When I say something like,
Something like what?
I'm sorry, let's wait a bit. When I say something like PhD time, you can say knowledge and fun, and we'll say all in one
Where's the
together.
camera?
We can say it here. Yeah. PhD time,
Knowledge and fun,
all in one. Okay, so in case this is where and how we live it, thanks for being here and thanks for sharing your story. And for everyone listening, and wherever you're listening from, I'm sending love from across the distance. See you when I see you, folks and friends out there. And in case I don't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night.
Yeah.